In an interview with GQ magazine, Charlie Cox was asked about his return as Matt Murdock in Spider-Man and finally putting on a brand new suit in She-Hulk and what he hopes to get out of Daredevil Born Again. He said that he had one specific request for Disney, and that's to include more CG when it comes to Daredevil. And the fans have now turned on him because he wants to be more comic accurate. Go figure. So again, this comes at us directly from GQ magazine and directly from Charlie Cox himself. So when asked about what he hopes to get out of the Disney Plus series and how he hopes it's different than what they did on Netflix, he says, and I quote, "Hopefully, on the Disney Plus show, Daredevil Born Again, we will be able to use, and I hope we do, we'll be able to use a bit more CG in the action sequences, just to emphasize the gymnastics abilities that have been basically impossible to do." End quote. So look, guys, people were already upset when he mentioned this a couple times, especially in She-Hulk, how excited he was that he could use the batons and bounce them off walls and they could do it with CG, and people got upset. People were upset when he praised when Daredevil was doing flips around She-Hulk and when he was doing all that and jumped down the building. Guys, there's a difference between Daredevil on Netflix, which was literally held back by budgets, which is why they didn't put him into the suit a whole lot and make him do flips and acrobatics, because they couldn't afford it. ABC did not have that money, so they didn't do it. They spent most of their money to shoot on location in New York. Him wanting Daredevil to be more like comic Daredevil, who does acrobatics all the time, who's using his billy clubs, who's actually swinging across buildings, jumping across giant gaps, sliding on pipes and things like that, that's Daredevil. I know people are dead set on believing that Daredevil on Netflix is exactly how Daredevil is in the comics, but that's a far cry from the truth. He's, as a matter of fact, more Daredevil in the one She-Hulk episode than most of what they did on Netflix in terms of abilities and how they portray his powers. So I don't think people should be turning on Charlie Cox because he wants to be more comic accurate. We should instead embrace the growth of the character and what they're going to be doing with him, because he's going to be more comic accurate and finally able to do Daredevil-y things like flips.